it's very important that witnesses see us as the protagonist and the threat as the antagonist. Okay, so he's the one antagonizing us. Is that a word?
Yeah.
So anyways, when we are attacked, before we have readied our weapon, it is too late to go for our weapon until we have dealt with the immediate onslaught. Immediately do something that will prevent his attack from succeeding and gain some space. When we have time and distance, then we can draw our superior weapon. This is again when you didn't get your weapon out in time. All of a sudden you turn around and you're putting your keys in your car and you turn around and this guy's right on top of you and he's got a knife. And that knife is now lunging towards you. You can't like be like, oh, well, let me go for my knife. You know, it's too late. He's going to stab you.
Yeah.
You got to get out of the way, move, get that knife pushed away, get the knife pointing away from you, take a step away, and now you have time to get your knife out and start working on this guy. All right, so let's see. This is number 5. I haven't really been counting along here. When we are being attacked, we accept that we're in a bad situation and that the only way out of it is to immediately respond in a violent manner to instantly render the threat incapable of further effective aggression. Do not attempt to fight. Avoid focusing on preventing damage to us. That is counterproductive. Okay? We must go for it with our most ruthless attack and do this while minimizing damage to us. That was a big thing that we were doing over here. Boom, you got to attack. You got to go. You got to go. Something got to happen. If you're just sitting there waiting, you're waiting for him to dictate the action. Once the fight starts, you just got to go. We must avoid wasting time trying to secure a totally safe counterattack. The longer we are out there attempting to defend or gain control of his weapon, the more opportunities he has to successfully use it on us. 7. Once the threat attacks, we have more justification in completing our counter to its violent conclusion. When the threat is still able to attack in a violent manner, we make sure we complete our counter until he is rendered incapable of acting in a violent manner, i.e. make sure he's bleeding out, that he can't get up, or that he is retreating from the area. 8. Make sure that what we do will not put us in prison for murder or manslaughter. So again, those are things that help us answer the question, what do we do when things go wrong? Because they help keep us out of a situation where something has gone wrong. Yeah, you can study some facts about knife fighting in the FBI's Uniform Crime Report. Again, you know, for as many people as carry knives, the amount of successful defense with knives is surprisingly low.
Yeah. Or justifiable homicide.
Yeah, justifiable homicide with a knife is actually surprisingly low, considering how many people carry knives. That's what I want to say. It is surprisingly low. And I think the number one reason is that people don't know how to get their knives out in time to respond to it. I'm sure every night there are people taking serious ass whoopings or being robbed, some sort of violent crime imposed upon them, and they had a knife in their pocket. I'm sure every night there's several cases of that, where people have violent crime imposed upon them while they have a knife in their pocket. And the number one problem was they didn't know how to get it out. They didn't know when to get it out. Okay? The second one is that even when they did get it out, they didn't know how to be effective with it. Okay? They didn't know where to cut. They didn't know how to cut. They didn't know how to avoid injury before they got their cuts in. That type of stuff. So again, that's just skill. Basically, it's skill and mindset. Would that still be part of tactics? Getting the knife out in time. I guess that'd be tactics and skills. But again, the need and desire and willingness to acquire those tactics and skills requires the right mindset. I mean, that's the training triad, the whole thing right there. And I think that's the biggest reason, is because people's mindsets are that, oh, I have a knife, I'm safe.
Yeah, I think a lot of people that carry knives aren't actually willing to cut somebody either.
No, that could be a thing too. Yeah, and again, why are they carrying it? Yeah. They're carrying it so that they're sending out the message, I'm a scary guy.
Yeah.
They're Luke Holloway, our friend Luke Holloway. They're Luke. I'm a scary guy. I'm a scary guy. I'm a scary guy. Stay away from me. I'm a scary guy. mean, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make people think that they're so scary that they shouldn't be effed with in the first place.
Yeah.
And that works pretty well. I'm not going to say it doesn't work. I'm not going to say it doesn't work. It does work against the right guy. But that predator, that guy who wants to not only rape your girlfriend, but wants to finish up by raping you also, that guy, he don't give a F.
You're just leveling up the class of criminal that's actually going to attack.
Yeah, your odds of getting attacked are now greater. Or, no, if you do get attacked, it's more likely that it's going to be by a predator than just some other guy.
Somebody that doesn't care that you have a knife.
Right. So now when you do get attacked, this guy is going to have a trophy, your knife.
Yeah.
You know, I had a trophy knife for a long time. So anyways, until I didn't bring my money to the Chinese restaurant. Left my knife.
Yeah.
Left my knife at the Chinese restaurant. And was too embarrassed to come back and pay and get my knife back. That was a good Chinese restaurant too. I couldn't eat that no more. I was actually almost done with my time at Camp Lejeune. Legal issues. The old saying goes, it is better to be tried by 12 than carried by 6. However, we may feel different about this as the judge is banging his gavel after sentencing us to life in prison. Maybe then we would want to be dead. You know? Maybe we won't want to be dead until that first night the lights go out and you hear that final metal wheel rolling across the metal guide and the 2 pieces of metal, chikung, like that, whatever it sounds like.
The electronic lock.
Yeah, the electronic, chikung. Okay, so anyways, you may not feel the same then. Again, for us, Florida is very liberal in allowing us to use deadly force because we do not have to retreat, even if retreat is available. We have the right to protect our property and hold our ground in the face of serious bodily injury, to the same extent that we have the right to protect our life in the face of lethal force. We even have the right to use lethal force in the protection of others from serious bodily injury or worse, as long as the target of our protection is in the right. Okay. So serious bodily injury. And again, don't think for a moment that since this law went into effect that there haven't been more of the bad guys being killed. There have been a lot more of the bad guys being killed, wounded, whatever, since this law went into effect. I mean, having an argument with somebody when I was still in Mississippi, and I was talking about moving down to Florida, and you know, I was saying, going to be a lot more shit happening in Florida now that they passed this law.
Yeah.
This guy's like, no. It's like, you were wrong, sir. 100% wrong, sir. What website? I remember what website. It was a website for perverts that go to Thailand. So anyways, let's see. So serious bodily injury is an injury that would require a lengthy hospital stay or numerous trips to the doctor to repair, or that would require the setting of a bone, or would likely result in death if we were not taken to a hospital immediately. So any of those areas, if that was possible by what this guy was planning on doing to you, that's justified lethal force in response. Thus, any gun, knife, baseball bat, tire iron, or other clubbing bladed type weapons. Also, any person that is large enough or dangerous enough or persistent enough is capable of causing serious bodily injury. So you're bigger than me. You know, we get in a fight and I think that you're going to cause me serious bodily injury. Justifiable. Because you're bigger than me.
Because I'm bigger than you. But
I would have some hurdles because of my level of experience.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm pretty sure you were training for...
Yeah, Mr. Aaronfree, don't you have video footage of you handling this guy okay during your knife class? He was letting me, Your Honor, because I was the instructor. He was being nice to me. I have lots of video footage that I erased where he manhandled me like a bitch. Well, Mr. Aaronfree, you can spend the next 9 years in your cell contemplating on your reasons for deleting that footage. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Okay, the laws change depending on our location. For example, in Texas, we can shoot someone in the back and kill them while protecting someone else's property by using a fleeing a fleeing felon defense. But in Florida, we can only use deadly force to protect our own property. While in Tennessee, we cannot use deadly force to protect property, period. Again, we talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
Guy walks in your house in Tennessee, grabs a TV, walks out the door, can't do jack shit about it.
Mm-hmm.
Texas,
you can grab your TV.
Yeah, but we're not going to go there right now.
Okay.
Texas, he's walking out of our friend's house with the TV. We go over, lay waste to him. Tennessee, you can't even do it if he's in your house taking your TV. Florida, he enters your house.
That's my house.
It's just for us to tell a good, convincing, consistent story. That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's the burden. Texas, same thing. I mean, even at your neighbor's house. I mean, you heard that one. The guy in Texas, the lady's telling him, "Sir, don't leave your house. Don't do anything." "Oh, I'm going to go shoot them fellas."
No, I didn't hear.
You hear about that shit? There was actual 911 footage of the shit.
Oh my
The guy says, "Yeah, there's 3 guys breaking in my neighbor's house. Can you send the police over?" "Yes, we'll have the police here in a little bit." "Well, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to take care of it." You know, some shit I ain't got a little bit.
Yeah.
The lady's telling him, "Sir, don't leave your house. Don't go take care of it." "Nope, I got to go take care of it." He goes outside, shoots 3 guys in the back as they're trying to run away with their shit in their hand. That's Texas.
No, I got it.
Yep.
Send backup.
I remember back in the 80s, there was some guy, he's going to this is Texas again, he's going to do some grocery shopping with his wife. Well, while he's grocery shopping, he sees a guy come running out of the thing and people yelling, "Stop thief." So he pulls out his
Huge.
44 Magnum and starts shooting at the guy's car, right? He hits a tire, causing the car to flip, and the guy inside dies as a result of these injuries. The criminals don't wear seatbelts, right?
Right.
So anyway, so this guy dies. So now they're going to take our boy to jail because he didn't have nothing to do. It wasn't his money.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't one of his loved ones, you know?
So this is where the law came from?
Well, I don't know if this was actual what caused the law or if the law was already there.
Yeah.
You know, but, you know, this guy, of course, they did go to court, but he got off.
Nice.
So, and again, it was the fleeing felon thing. That's how long they've had that, but I mean...
It'd be like a citizen's arrest, except your citizen's execution, I guess.
Yeah, citizen's execution.
Whatever.
So anyways, stay out of jail in general. We should only draw our weapon if our life is in danger to such an extent that when we draw, we need to begin shooting or stabbing immediately. The important point here is that we feel the threat could cause us death or serious bodily injury, and that we have not shot the adversary in the back. When someone is trying to kill us, it is not so. The threat will produce the ability to harm us and may even announce to everyone present the intent. And it will be obvious to us and everyone else in the area what he plans on doing. To any law enforcement or judicial body, the phrase goes, "I felt my life was in danger, so I protected myself." Or more simply, just keep repeating, "I thought he was going to kill me. I thought he was going to kill me." Or, "I don't want to talk until I get my lawyer." Those are basically one of the 3 routes that you have to make sure get established immediately. A lawyer can help us articulate to the police and district attorney about what we did to avoid the situation, what the threat did that told us it wasn't innocent, and why it was necessary for us to do what we did. Important things to remember. Let a fleeing person flee. When we have to shoot or use our knife, deploy them in the most effective manner we are capable of. It is better to be tried by 12 than carried by 6. If you are only a little careless, a bad self-defense decision is more likely to be tried as manslaughter, and probation is much more likely than doing hard time, as long as you don't have a record. I'm going to be doing hard time if I make a mistake. Many people state that the goal of defending an attack is to immediately stop the threat from doing whatever he is doing that justifies our defense. But dead men tell no lies, so make sure we get good hits and cuts. And again, we talked about that with the current thing that's happening here with Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman.
Yeah.
An idea we have been told by others over the years is that it is better to palm a knife at the first indication of a problem than to brandish a firearm. This is similar to outlaw bikers who often carry a large wrench rather than a knife or baton. This is because a lawyer is going to have an easier time convincing a judge that you are holding a tool like a knife or a wrench for some innocent reason, rather than brandishing a weapon or concealing or carrying a concealed weapon. So all of a sudden you get caught with this knife in your hand, you know, and it was out. You could, you know, say you were getting ready to fix your windshield wiper. That's why you had it out.
Yeah.
Or you were getting ready to, you know.
I'm just thinking of the size of the wrench that could be used to be. You could be
Fix
used to hit
something,
something.
yeah. I mean, you know, you pull out the big wrench. Why'd you have the big wrench? I was just checking to see if it was greased because I borrowed it from my friend.
Yeah.
And I always like to hand tools back in good condition. You know, and I was just looking at it, and then this guy was here in front of me, and he ran away and went and told the police I had a big wrench. Well, I was just checking it. Did I need to go by the store to get me some grease? I always say this too. I mean, you know, you're driving down the road, and you've got a stick in the back with a nail through it, and you got tape down here so it's a good handle, right? Cop pulls you over, sees that in the back of your car. He's going to think you're up to no good.
Right.
Now, put a baseball bat back there with a glove and a baseball.
Yeah.
It may be not as quite as effective in a weapon because it doesn't have that nail sticking out of it.
Right, but you won't go to
But
jail.
it's still the same weapon, and you know, what are you doing with that back there? What do you think I'm doing with that back there? I play baseball. You know?
It's a brand new glove, brand new ball, never been touched.
Well, I just joined the team.
Yeah, the bat's all beat up with blood on it.
Oh yeah, once you get blood on you, probably need to get rid of it. Okay, so fundamentals and concepts of the course. Let's wrap up the course by reviewing the fundamentals of the course. The first fundamental is to get us using both hands against a threat that is most likely going to be using only his knife hand against us. So that was where we got the two hands in the fight. Trapping and catching and all that stuff. Second fundamental of this course was to get us using effective movement to avoid the threat's attacks and to mount our attacks. Again, you know, we did a little bit of movement in the beginning. We added some more movement in the back, and that's why that's the second fundamental, because we're really only good at everything by the time we got to the stuff later on. The third fundamental of this course was using our position to aid in our ability to overwhelm the threat by attacking our opponent's flank and rear, where he would not be able or be much less able to bring his weapon upon us. The fourth fundamental was to be flexible and use what worked now rather than relying on techniques or just a single concept. The fifth and final fundamental of the course was to be able to determine ways that increase the number of solutions we have available to us. So that kind of wraps up what the goal of the course was and what we did. Hopefully we have at least become more comfortable with all these fundamentals. With practice we can attain conditioned reflexes and be able to easily transfer these into the use of other weapons and empty hand fighting. Again, let me say that. With practice we can attain conditioned reflexes and be able to easily transfer these into the use of other weapons and empty hand fighting. And again, I re-emphasize that because what was that thing that we were reading? Lies. The lies, where people say, you know, being able to do one thing doesn't mean you can do another thing.
Right.
Well, you know, being able to hit a baseball with a bat probably means that we're going to be pretty good at smashing somebody's head in with a bat.
Yeah.
I mean, that translates pretty well across there, you know. Being able to throw a football to a receiver downfield probably means we can pick up a rock and project it into somebody's eye socket, thus smashing their head.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, this stuff transfers. Anybody who says it doesn't transfer is fooling themselves. Now, it might not work well against, let's just say with the rock throwing thing, it might not work well against a guy who is a dodgeball expert. Right? But against the average guy in the street, you're going to be much more effective. You know what I'm saying? Your results may vary, but they're going to be much better against a guy who doesn't practice dodging shit all the time.
Did you ever see the movie Dodgeball?
Yeah, it was.
If you dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Yeah.
It fucking throws wrenches all over.
It was pretty.
So yeah, that crosses over.
That's what I'm trying to
perfectly.
say. I'm trying to say, you know, a guy who can dodge a ball can probably even dodge a punch pretty good.
Probably. Because you got that.
Yeah,
that
he's got that body English going. You know, that's critical stuff. Okay, so stuff does translate, but you have to work it effectively.
Yeah.
And if you are going to translate it, you know, again, things go wrong, keeping things from going wrong, you know, start trying to figure out how to translate it. The sooner the better. And just a quick sign off here is to continue good health and training, and hoping we never have to use these skills. My fingers were crossing now. But if we do, that we are able to perform to the best of our abilities.
Yes.
Right? I hope I never have to use this stuff. Ever.
Except 2 weeks ago.
So anyways, good luck, Godspeed, if you believe in that stuff. And thanks for watching.